So, RV inspection. Should you become an inspector? What are the pros and cons? What's it take to be an inspector? The answer to that and a lot more coming up right after this. So, I guess the big question is, why would I become an RV inspector? Well, one, I'm really interested in RVs, and I have been for a couple of years. And I was wondering if there was any way, if I ever went on the road full time, which I do plan to do, is it possible to make a living doing this? So I'm developing my business model now, done a few inspections here locally at my home site, and I think one of the things I already like about it is the flexibility. Flexibility is what? Well, today is Wednesday. It's about 10 o'clock. It's in October. It is, I think it's about 68 or 66 degrees outside, and I'm walking my dog. Why? Because I don't have an inspection plan today. I also don't have any reports that are due, because after you do an inspection, you have to do the report. But I got the flexibility to do something like this, do stuff I want to do. So yeah, one of my dogs, I got 3 dogs, so I'm walking this one here. So that would be kind of the reason why I've decided to do it too. Is it feasible to do? Well, the cost, I think the first week run me, actually I did the online course. The first week run me $450 of training. The second one was $1,100. I think now they want you to go in class, and each week is $1,100 to get your full certification. It's worth it. I take you through some things that you didn't even think you knew about RVs, even if you're a seasoned RVer. Everything underneath the thing, on top of the thing. A lot of owners, especially one of the inspections I did last week, he had never been on top of his RV, and he'd owned it 4 years. So those are some of the things you can do. You're helping people while you're doing it. So that's one of the, it's easy to become an RV inspector. It is class. Hopefully you can do some book learning and or in class. So it does take some time and take some effort on your part, and a little bit of cash. It's not all that expensive. There is expenses incurred though, but it's not all that expensive. It's doable, it's manageable, and you can also finance it with them. They'll take payments, but it must be paid in full upon beginning of class. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I want to put this insert in there for one other thing. Just kind of give you some idea of what I'm talking about. Did I do this because of COVID-19 or blah, 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 couldn't find another job? No. As a matter of fact, I had several jobs. I just quit one this past week. I'm still substitute school teaching as long as I'm in town. I just let them know that I was still available, the school I'm teaching at. The other thing is I was just offered a job, 40 hours a week, being a trainer at a large corporation. It was going to pay about $50,000 a year. And I turned it down. Now, I will say this. If you're in the middle of New York or some big giant city, $50,000 is nothing. Hey, in Columbus, Georgia, you're living pretty good for $50,000. It's just fine. But I turned it down, is the point. Having the flexibility to do that is one of the benefits that being a certified RV inspector goes with that. So that's one of the big things, as just because there's a job out there. If it's not part of my plan, then I'm not going to do it. So, and being having a full-time job, working 40 hours a week was not part of my plan. So it didn't fit my plan. I'm always open to new opportunities. But if I can't travel with it, if I could do something online, maybe I just needed an internet connection, I'd probably consider it. But I don't want to do it 40 hours a week. You know, to me, I'm in my 50s. I'm getting closer and closer to retirement every day. Yay. But I still want something to be able to do, but I don't want something that's going to occupy me 8 hours a day, 5 days a week that I'm going to be tied to. I just don't. But that's just me. Maybe you do. I don't. I'd rather go for a walk in a park. But anyway, let's go on with this video. So the next question is, we talked about how it's done. I talked about the how to make it happen, especially through NRVIA, which is out of Athens, Texas. They're a certification organization. Not only do they certify inspectors, but they will also certify techs. So if you want to become a tech, there can be some different things with becoming a tech as far as there could be some expenses. A lot of techs, you got to start stocking some type of inventory. Not a ton of inventory, but I mean, extra fuses, maybe extra water pumps, little odds and ends things you might want to consider stocking. And also it's ongoing training because new designs come out. Just even for a hot water heater, new designs come out, and there's a lot to them, especially when you got some work on electric, some are total electric, some also work on electric and gas, some are just only gas. So, but that class helps you with that. The other thing is, why would you want to do that? Well, in my case, I want to do something that could travel with me, and I could help people. Tell you the truth, that was really the biggest one. Can I help people while being on the road? You know, I'm in an RV park. I got a sign out front of my RV saying qualified inspector. I got a pricing structure so that if someone just wants someone to come look at their RV, possibly give them some tips and tricks and ideas, but not a full inspection, I can do that too. I've got a pricing structure for that. So those are some of the ways that you can go to an RV park and make money while you're there, and also not take all day. So you're not there 8 hours a day trying to make a buck and trying to help people 8 hours a day. But because if I want a full-time job, I go get a full-time job. This is not why I wanted to be an RV inspector. I want to be an RV inspector first and foremost to help myself. It was pretty selfish of me, I know. The second was to help others, and the third was to supplement my income while I'm on the road. So those are some of the things reasons that I become an RV inspector. And when I say help others, I do mean help others. Great example. I just did an inspection this past Saturday. So I get up on the RV and I'm taking pictures, and the RV was 19 years old. From the outside, it looked great. I get up on the roof and I notice that all the way around the border, you had to really look, is not delamination, but it is the sealant, the clear coat is totally coming off. It's actually coming off so much that it's peeling around the edges. We open up all the awnings, and I go down the awnings to include the awning covers for your slides, and two of them were just in horrible shape. They had to have been 19 years old, never been replaced. You ought to replace these about every 10 years. That's what I would do, because those are actually protecting you. Of course, they're giving you shade on one side, but they're actually protecting that slide. So you definitely want to do that. So those are just some of the things that you don't normally say, well, I've been up on my roof all the time, or I don't go up there at all, but some things you just might miss because normally if you're on a roof of an RV, you're checking out something. You're trying to plug a leak. You're trying to do the seals around any kind of openings you have, to include the air conditioning. You're trying to repair a leak. You're not necessarily looking at your awning, because a lot of people don't. But from the upside, top side looking down, you can really tell the condition of your awning, whether there's mold growing on it. You can really see it from that side. Sometimes you can see it from underneath. All the time you can see it from up above. Well, hey, I hope this helps. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video. I'm just trying to get more viewers, and this is kind of my RV version or part-time job version. And also, I got some tips of something I may have up my sleeve as far as selling this house that I'm in right now. I'm going to be doing a video on it probably within the next 30 days. It's going to be good. It's something maybe you haven't thought of. It has to do with my IRA owning my house. How can I do that? I'm about ready to tell you about all that. So be sure to stay tuned, click that bell, and so you can get a message as far as my new videos that are coming out, because I am just out here, and we're just out here trying to live the coolest life.